What's happening, good people? How we doing? How we doing? How we're doing? I got the Bob Marley shirt on this morning. And, I got some water in here already. Gotta pour this out because this is from yesterday. This is Bajillion53. Bajillion53. And I just gave my plants some Bajillion bacteria, I guess, microorganisms. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. This is day 2 of knowing who the president-elect is. Today is November 7th, 2024. Time is 7:03. And we're going to get right into it, man. We got a lot of work to do. And I'm not talking about just this story. I'm talking about the left, I guess, black people, I guess, minorities. I don't know. There's a lot to do. I don't want to talk too much about the presidential election, but I will say this, that if you don't think that things can go back to very rough times for minorities, you got another thing coming. So I just, and that's for everybody. I don't care who you voted for. If you don't think that things can go back to or get pretty ugly for minorities, just think about some of the things that they're already doing on the right, like banning books, like continuing this effort of sweeping things underneath the rug like they never happened, you know what I mean, of what can potentially happen. Yeah, because I'm sure that, anyways, I'm not going to go too deep into that. I'm going to get back to the story. We're going to start off early. Ring, ring. I got it, said Sonia from the bathroom. With every ring, the girl's anticipation grew. Soon, she cut short a grooming session and scurried away from the bathroom mirror to her room. Hello? She answered. Hey, girl, what you doing? Asked the person on the other end. Who this? Asked Sonia. Girl, quit playing. You know who this is. Oh, it's just you. You sound different, Sonia said. What do you mean I sound different? Lily replied. You just sound old, that's all. What? What you trying to say? Said Lily. I'm just saying you sound different. Anyways, I'm just calling to ask if I could borrow $10 until my good-for-nothing dad sends me money. For what? Sonia asked. Dang, girl, you don't have to get all loud. I don't want your mom to hear. You know how nosy she is. Why do you need money this time, Lily? She asked. I need to get Suge something for his birthday. Birthday? Why you wait until now? The party's today. Look, I didn't wait. I already have something, but it's cheap. Well, what is it? A pocket watch from Walmart. It was only $30, the girl laughed. What's wrong with that? Asked Sonia. Nothing. It's just cheap, that's all. And it looks cheap. What do you mean it looks cheap? It's from Walmart, right? Every time I read that part, I gotta smile. It looks like it might. And listen, y'all, I'm still kind of thinking about this election, so my mind is like going back and forth to this. I'm not terribly upset. I'm not upset at all about the election. It's just, and I'm gonna benefit financially. I have stock, so I'm gonna benefit. But it's not about the money. It's not about the money all the time. It's not about the money. It's about the minds and the attitudes of people, enough people to vote Donald Trump back in. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever color you are. If you voted Donald Trump back in, a guy who's pretty much told you, and I'm not going to go on a tangent, I'm telling you, a guy who's pretty much told you, I don't care about, anybody but myself. I don't care about anybody but myself. I only care about me. And the Trump name. That's all I care about. And I will do whatever it takes to continue to build on my empire. My legacy. It's all about me. That's Trump. That's him. And I know by being in the military that, the attitude of the people the attitude of the insubordinates. If your colonel is an asshole, if the battalion colonel is an asshole, the battalion is going to have that same asshole attitude. If your battalion commander is a good person, the colonel, a lieutenant colonel, that's going to reflect on the insubordinates, the soldiers. That's like the biggest thing with me. Like, our world representation now is an orange guy who has a mop on his head. It's not all about the money, y'all. Even though, hey, I'm checking my stock this morning. I'm like, it's already going up. Hopefully it'll continue to go up. But it's not all about the money at the end of the day. Because money, you can only do so much with money. You can do a lot. But you can't have actual relationships with money. I'm talking about, and I'm going a little bit long with this. But you can't have, like, if people gravitate towards you when you win the lottery, they're there because you have money. If people gravitate towards you when you are down and out in the hospital or whatever, you're down on your luck, you just got a divorce, you whatever it is, you owe child support, and you can't figure out how people gravitate towards you to help you out. They're there because they care. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the money. Okay. What do you mean it looks cheap? It's from Walmart, right? It looks like it might only last a year and stop talking so loud. You know your mom got them country ears. Lil. I guess I need to put it. Lil. For a $30 watch, a year is a long time. As a matter of fact, my dad's watch didn't even last a year, and I paid $40 for it. All right. I get what you're saying. What about $9? Lily, if I could, I would, but I can't. Not right now. Why not? Well, because Sonia paused to think of a believable lie. Hold on, my mom's calling, she fibbed. Before Lily could respond, Sonia's deliberate, loud yell came through the cell phone, causing Lily to jerk it away from her ear. Huh? She heard from the other end. Say Lily 3 times in a row. Lily heard on the other end. Where I stopped yesterday because I couldn't make it past this part. Stalling for time while remembering the last time money was loaned to the smooth talking New Jerseyan. Yeah. She recalled it had taken 3 months before it was repaid, and that was only after throwing hint after hint about the $5 nearly every day. She decided to bail from the conversation altogether. Coming back on with an aggravated tone, she said, "Look, girl, I gotta go. This crazy woman is complaining about the bathroom being a mess. We'll talk about it later." Meanwhile, Mrs. Wallace was standing by listening to her mischievous daughter tell a bold-faced lie. Giving a shameful grin as memories of her own childhood floated by, she could only shake her head in embarrassment as she commented in passing, "Girl, it don't pay to be so doggone conniving. You need to learn how to say no." Back at the pond, with neon bobbers floating on the water Jacob had been explaining to his father why the family had a need for a dog. Why the family needed a dog. Begging for a puppy had been a constant thing with Jacob for nearly a month. His pleas were the same every time. Occasionally he would add on a few more good reasons to why they absolutely had to have a dog, but for the most part, his reasons stayed the usual. Daddy, if we had a dog, we wouldn't have to throw away all of our scrapped chicken bones and grits and stuff. If we had a dog, we could just give it, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. I know y'all heard that. The dog growling just now. If we had a dog, we could just give it to him. He paused. Meanwhile, Mr. Wallace was pretending not to hear his son. Another good reason is for protection, he said with exuberance. If someone tried to break in with a gun, a good dog would bark to warn us. Yeah, that's right. A good dog. My goodness, I can't concentrate, man. I just can't. I'm having trouble concentrating again. Yeah, that's right. A good dog would bark and do all kinds of tricks and everything good dogs do, like bite people. Now, see, that's exactly why we don't need a dog. You want me and your mom to have to go to court and have to pay out money. Besides, they don't make good dogs like when I was a little boy, said Henry. Shoot, when I was young, we had a dog named Champ. Old Champ could find a hog in the rain, sleet, or snow. Whenever your granddaddy's pigs rooted underneath the fence, Champ would come and tell us, kind of like he knew what was going on. He was a smart dog, old Champ. Me and your Uncle Bubba would put on our boots and get in them woods like two professional trackers on the hunt. Shucks, sometimes we'd let him out on purpose just to see what old Champ was gonna do and to have a little fun. Know what I mean? Asked Henry. So I keep pausing because I have ADHD. I keep pausing because my mind keeps jumping off the subject and going to something else. And I apologize for that. I really do. I mean, pour some water in my cup. Here I am. Trying to stay focused. It's not the easiest thing these days, man, because you think about what's going on, you know? Like I said, I'm invested. I'm not rich by any means, but I am invested in the money, you know, might start doing a little bit better, I guess, but, you know, for the last 4 years, I wasn't doing bad. I mean, the stock market kind of stalled. It really did stall. It stalled for a long. Anybody who's invested, if you have stocks, you know it stalled. Like 4 or 5 years straight, like not making any money. Zero. Unless you're day trading, then it was, you could, I don't day trade because I tried to day trade before and I lost money several times trying to day trade. But when the economy is doing well, your stocks, inflation, everything goes up. You know, like I'll give you a story. When I started, I'll say this: my first good job, I was making $14.13. That was 2000. That was February 19th, 2000. My daughter was about to be born in. My stomach sounds so loud this morning, man. My daughter was about to be born in April. So yeah, February 19th is when I got my first good job as a defense contractor. And I was making $14.13 an hour. Now, that's 2000, y'all. I remember, I think it was 2019, I think it was. Between 2013 and 2019, I was on a job where I was making I think it was like $21 an hour. Now you do the math on that. Now between then, I've been overseas and made really good money. I'm talking really good money. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. But that's overseas in a war zone as a defense contractor. I come back home, I'm making $21 an hour. And I do the math, I'm like 2000 to 2000, let's say 17, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, I said 21, didn't I? It was 21 after the uplift, but the actual base pay was like $17 an hour. I was thinking I was making $17, then they put on an additional like $4 an hour, up to $40. It was complicated, but the base pay was like $17 an hour. So that's a $3 raise in 15, 16 years. $3. And you do the math on that, it's like, okay, so $17 an hour. When 2000 I was making $14 an hour. That doesn't add up. So that also reflected in the stock market. You see what I'm saying? Nowadays, if you're making like $30-some an hour, that's decent money. That's decent money, right? Anyways, but some people making $25 an hour and they're thinking they're robbing the bank. No, it's not really great money. All right, I just went off on something, man. I'm trying to write. So I say that to say it's all about the economy, man. People need to make more money, period. I don't care if it's a Democrat, Republican, whoever's in office. People need more money. Like, we need an actual middle class again. But this time, make it all inclusive. Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, those people also need to be in the middle class. Period. I don't see why this is so complicated. People need to make money. People need to be able to say, let's go on vacation and take their family on vacation. I'm not talking about Disney World. I'm not talking about Six Flags. I'm talking about if they want to go out of the country to a different country to visit Paris or Africa, they need to have that option. And I'm sounding like a politician, but they need to teach finances in school, like elementary school. Like, they need to teach stock market in the school. But the reason these things don't happen is because certain people with money, they don't want everybody to have money. That has to be it. They don't want everybody to have money. Because then who are you going to have to clean out, dig the ditches and clean the bathrooms? You see what I'm saying? Anyways, man, it's been 18 minutes and I still haven't gotten too far into this story here. And I think I'm going to stop. Because my stomach is just... Ooh, Lordy. I don't even think I'm going to... I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to hear my stomach growling. So I'm going to keep this video. I want y'all to see what writers got to go through to make a good story. I'll try to edit out some of the growling and anyways. Yeah, I know, said the boy with certainty. Where did I stop at? Okay. Me and your Uncle Bubba would put on our boots and get in them woods like two professional trackers on the hunt. Shucks, sometimes we let them out on purpose just to see what old champ was gonna do and to have a little fun. Know what I mean? Asked Henry. Yeah, I know, said the boy with certainty. He'd heard the story a countless number of times, so much so he'd oftentimes talk along with his father in his head. All I'm saying is, even if there was a big old alligator in this pond, I wouldn't be scared if we had a dog, he said. A good dog would grab that gator by the tail and swing him around and round and throw his stinky gator butt way out in the middle of the water. So, when are we gonna get him? Jacob asked. Get who? Asked Henry while receiving a nibble on his line. The dog, Daddy. Another champ. Jacob said. I never said nothing about getting no dog, the man said as the one nibble grew into many. Oh, I thought I heard you say you were gonna think about it. Think about it. Think about it yet? Jacob continued. Son, if you and your sister keep hearing things, I'm gonna take both of y'all to get your heads checked out. Probably all those cigarettes your mama used to smoke when she was pregnant. I will say this, if you can stop joking around so much, before finishing the sentence, his bright yellow and orange cigar barber took a deep dive under the dark water. With both hands wrapped firmly around the rod, the man jumped to his feet. After one good jerk, he began reeling in the line, causing the rod to bow. Whatever was on the other end of the line had taken the bait to the bottom of the fishing hole. Man, we got a big one, Jake, he said excitedly. Must be that gator, Daddy. You want me to get the gun? You want me to get the gun ready? You want me to get the gun? Not yet. Let me fight with them. Let me fight with him some more. The two watched in amazement as the line, now stretched tight, slashed violently through the water. It shot to the right, then back to the left, then up a little towards them. I think the gator would be splashing in the water, right? Then back and to the right. The beast at the bottom of the hole was on the brink of breaking the rod, it seemed. The wrestling had knocked Henry's straw hat in a way that it covered his eyes. Out of frustration, he jerked his head, causing the big hat to fall to the ground. Get the gun, son, he said to Jacob. This ain't no ordinary fish we're dealing with. Just as the boy came back with the rifle, the bow in the rod suddenly gave. Like a catapult, the tip of the pole came shooting up with only 2 feet of line left on it. What was that? What was that? Asked Jacob. I don't know. Might have been that gator, said Henry as he composed himself. Then, as though the conversation about the dog wasn't interrupted, Jacob said, Okay, Daddy, I'll start right now. Still breathing hard from the short battle, his father gave a bewildered look. Say what? He said, gasping. What you said about joking around? I'll start being serious right now. The father was amazed at the persistence of his 10-year-old son. He just had the fight of his life with some unidentified underwater creature, and his son's mind stayed focused on his wish of one day owning a dog. It was impressive. After the short but strenuous encounter with whatever it was that had taken his bait and hook and most of his line, Henry Wallace picked his hat up, dusted it off, and sat back down on the 5-gallon bucket, smiling to himself, amused by the genius of his son and wondering about whatever it was that had snapped a 100-pound gauge line. He started putting new tackle on. Jacob leaned the rifle against a nearby tree before standing in front of his father with the most serious look on his face, cocking the big straw hat back, allowing the sun to cascade around the shape of his 10-year-old son. He stood firmly with his arms crossed just in front of his father. The man looked up and couldn't help but to shake his head while cracking a smile. So you're going to be serious now? said Henry, holding back chuckles. Yep, ain't no joking around for the rest of my life, said Jacob. He'd never seen the boy with such a determined look. The father was realizing just how much his son wanted a dog. Okay then, if you can continue to be as dedicated as you are right now for more than a few days, I'll try to find you a puppy. For real, Daddy? Serious? The boy said. Daddy, please don't be joking. Not joking. I'm as serious as whatever it was that just took my $3.75 worth of tackle. When, Daddy? Jacob insisted. Now, hold on, son. See, you're already doing too much. I thought we agreed that you would start being a little more serious. I am being serious. I was just joking. I mean, not joking, but just playing around. But not in a jokey kind of way. Jokey kind of way. Playing in a serious way, like the time you said that you and Mama was just messing around in the room, that time when y'all was bouncing on the bed and Mama was making all kinds of funny noises. Yeah, that's it. I was just, boy, I get the point. Henry tried cutting it short. And though a pause did come moments later, Jacob started up again, adding to the elaborate explanation, no longer implicating his parents playing around, thankfully, but the damage had been done, like a leaking battleship inadvertently hit with friendly fire. His father could no longer hold back the subtle chuckles sinking in an ocean of hilarity, hissing with suppressed laughter. Barely able to speak, he added, Okay, Jake, just quiet down and see if you can't catch a fish or two. I'll be over here putting my rod back together. With the sun still blazing overhead, he pulled down on the front of his big straw hat and opened up the little green tackle box that had been sitting next to the bucket he sat on. Daddy, I'm still going to get a dog. Daddy, am I still going to get a dog? Jacob asked after only a minute had gone by. The boy sounded somewhat disappointed. Okay, so it's been 27 minutes and 45 seconds. I apologize. I have ADHD today, and my stomach is growling like an actual grizzly bear is trying to eat his way out. I apologize. My mind is on 10,000 things while trying to go over the story. So that's why it seems like I'm illiterate, okay? I'm not illiterate. I can read. Now, one thing about people with ADHD, it's hard to steer this thing once we get distracted. So I'm going to start back over tomorrow from the top. I can't promise you we'll get through it. I was seriously contemplating deleting this video because, first of all, my stomach, I think it was around 11 minute mark. My stomach was talking to me. It was like, hey man, you need to go downstairs and cook something. You are hungry. I guess that's what it was saying. I don't speak stomach language, but I know y'all heard that, so I'm going to edit that out, hopefully, if I remember. It was around like 11 minutes, so hopefully I'll edit that out so you don't hear it. But I'm sure you're going to hear some of it. Not that, I mean, it was loud. It was like, yeah, I'm hungry. Thank y'all for being here, man. And I salute to everybody who's stopping by. And I ask, leave a comment. If you are curious at all, leave a comment. Make suggestions, whatever. Anyways, I got to get up out of here. Thank y'all for stopping by. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Salute. Till next time, I'm out.